Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, hello, good evening, and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox Chair, on the show this evening is the one and only Albert. Evening, Albert.
Evening, mate. How are you?
Great, mate, great. And the legend that is the Bridge man. Evening, Bridge. Nothing changes, Albert, does it?
I'm starting worrying.
Good evening to yourself, Fox Chair, and the techie team in the background. And of course, Albert and Port. And I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
That's a yellow, Bridge, and that's your fastest ever yellow. All right, just to let you know.
Thank you.
Right, no problem, mate. And of course, Bridge let the cat out of the bag, but that's okay. Welcome back, the one and only. Oh, Port Bear. Evening, Port.
Between me. Oh, aye, things never change, mate. Do they? Some things never change. Great to be back, mate. Great to be back.
Right, okay. Just to let you know, Fox is he's chilling out tonight. He's listening to a wee bit of wet. And he's going to fill her up with a Take That album, The Flood, Albert.
Aye, The Flood. Who sang
Right. Where do we start? Last night we debated the farce of Scottish football, and I think it's only right to let you three maybe get that off your chest. Listen, Albert, I know this might put us off air when you start, but well, go for it. On you go.
Well, evidence should have been said has been said about it, actually. I actually want to talk about the statement Rangers released, which is systematically getting attacked by all Rangers haters as normal. Oh, Rangers, they like a statement. I've been hearing, you're right, they like a statement. But this statement in particular is a clever one, by the way. We had to mention Dundee in the statement so we could put the pressure on where it should belong. Apart from Dundee, their parts should be in better condition. That's a fact. They're not used to arguing that part. They know that themselves, right? Yeah. But we had to mention them. The pressure we wanted to put on was the SPL and people running the SPL and the SFA. So to get to them, we had to mention Dundee in that statement. The person we're trying to get to and let him, and he should be finding his sword now for this shambles, is that Doncaster, Maxwell, and that McClellan. You need to get rid of them, guys. They need to be gutted.
Right. Well, I get it, mate. I get it. Listen, people have got their opinion. I thought the statement was fine. It's adequate, and I get they're fighting men in one battle with a statement, if that makes any sense. Bridgeman, what have you made of the whole debacle?
I think the whole thing's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic that it's come to this. I think that Rangers, for some reason or other, are now in the middle of a quagmire, and it's nothing to do with Rangers.
I see what you've done there, Bridge. That was quite good.
But it's really not, in reality, nothing to do with Rangers. So Rangers have made a statement, and it's a similar statement to they've made in the past. And it's all about what are you going to do, i.e. SPFL, what are you going to do about it? You can't have this. So I don't know what they are going to do. I know our manager was speaking about it in a press conference at some time. And whether they've said anything, I don't know. But when you hear the people on the news, they're not very pleased. Not very pleased that Rangers have made a statement, and I don't know why they're not pleased. Obviously, I do know why. They don't like us and they probably hate us. But every single bit of the press, from the low down to up high, they will all be the same way. They'll all be non-Rangers. They'll be Rangers.
They'll go to placement. Rangers' responsibility, Port bears to their fans. And, and they made the statement because I think it was Big Stevie last night came on and mentioned people changing working arrangements, making plans, supporters, buses, organising buses, etc. Incurring costs. Look, we get it if it's a free plot. We understand it. It happens. You have these things, particularly in the winter. But this is what was we played 15 home games and 5 of them have been postponed. Port. Port Bear.
Yeah, mate, definitely. I think, that's 5 games. 15, and you know 30% of the games, mate, which in my opinion isn't good enough for a professional team who have got full-time groundsmen. Can I just say we've got a local authority set of pitches next to me who are postponed less than them, and they're played on every Saturday and Sunday, but all levels of football. You know my thoughts on the SPFL, the SFL. I thought the statement was timed and put out, pretty well, mate. I agree with everything it says in it. And like Stevie touched on last night, the real only one loser in this whole thing is the fans who've travelled far and wide to go to these games, made arrangements, maybe booked hotels, etc. Because they're coming from all over parts of the UK and further afield. So I just think is Dundee willing to compensate these fans for travelling far and near? I very much doubt it, mate. But it's an absolute shambles, mate. And I think after the weekend's football and the spectacle that was that game, I know some people want to say it was a spectacle the first half in our terms, but to put a light on the Scottish football the way that game did, and then the embarrassment that followed in the days after, it's a bad indictment, mate, on my league, isn't it?
Aye, I get that. Listen, I'm not going to answer. There's nothing that sticks out in your face. I mean, I don't know where you go, and I see Aberdeen have come out with a statement, or VAR, Hibs have come out with Sporting Integrity, with saying that Dundee have now got an advantage because they play a game after the split fixtures have been out. Listen, I'm not want to take sides. We've not got a dug in that fight, but I understand their concerns. They've turned the whole thing single-handedly. Dundee, with the covers, I think, must have holes in them. Some people might say they're holy covers, Albert, but they've turned the whole thing into a farce single-handedly.
I mean, and what's the rules? And what's been done about it? And it's been coming for near on all this season, as pointed out, 5 games. So what is the rules? It is a farce. It's a total farce now. Nobody can deny that. We're a laughing stock of world football yet again. All created by this situation and others, I suppose, but definitely this situation. So what's the rules? See, that's the problem. Rangers are trying to tell the rest of Scottish football. He's banged on about the rules when we were put down to the lower divisions. They banged on about it's got to be the rules. They've got to stick to the rules. Well, everything's more about rules, which is fair enough. You don't get rules, you've got chaos. So what's the rule for this? What's the rule that you allow a team to basically abandon 30% of their home games within a season? That's mental, mate. That is absolutely totally mental. But there you go. Nobody wants to talk about the rules. They just want to talk about the Rangers statement and how it's advantage to Rangers for some mental reason. I don't know how they work that one out. And then you've got the fixtures. As I said to you last night, what happens if they make the top 6 and their pitch fails again? What happens to the top 6? I mean, that just goes haywire and all. This league could actually go to next October. But by the way, don't worry about that. The SFA are keen on that. They like to run tournaments way beyond their time and into the full-lane season. They've got a history of that.
It's happened before. Yeah. It's. I think the word I read somewhere was it's a farce, and I think that sums it up. It's just I'm not going to answer support. There's nothing stares you in the face because you're meant to play it next Wednesday. Well, it could be raining before next Wednesday in Scotland, couldn't it?
Well, can I just throw a curveball back at you, mate? What if that that the forecasts are not looking great for next week? What if that game yet again is called off? And I know they're talking about other venues and all that, but I think it's went beyond that last year. How many chances? How many times are this club going to be given a chance? I'm with Albert. What is the rule on this? How many games are you allowed to postpone before they have to look? And this, maybe some people out there might find this harsh, but a points deduction. Today you've had umpteen opportunities to play that match and get that pitch ready. So never mind going to other venues, because then again you're asking supports to travel again at a further cost. No, I tell you what, as a punishment, you'll forfeit that game because you've had ample opportunity to put this game on and get that pitch ready.
I do agree. I think that would open up another big can of worms. I think there'd be legal challenges, and the thing would maybe be a farce. But a wise man might say to me, for Scottish football, maybe to improve, it might have to collapse. Bridgman.
Yeah, I agree with what he was saying there. I think there should be something like that. Obviously, it's not up to me, it's up to the authorities. But I think the SPFL should be thinking along those lines. And in this case, in this particular case, if it's going to rain and there's any danger of that game having to be played or played elsewhere, then there's got to be thinking twice, because that's no right for Rangers. It's no right for Rangers at all. All they're thinking is, what about Dundee? Well, what about Dundee? As far as I'm concerned, that game should have been handed. The 3 points should have been handed to Rangers, and they should have got nothing. Simple as that. It's a 3-0 defeat.
I think
that's what happened the other night.
I get your sentiment, Bridge, and I get it, but I think there should be a build-up with the first game, was second game, third game, fourth game, and then there's an issue. And let's be honest, Albert, the game on Saturday should be called off for us, shouldn't it?
100%.
I'm not a Motherwell fan. I don't particularly like that club either, but you looked at that game, I'd made an effort to go and catch the highlights there 2 days later. And the third goal that Motherwell got to win 3-2 was caused by the pitch. That pitch is okay. That goal doesn't again. Probably Dundee win that game if that pitch was okay, because they were playing good football. And I'm saying to myself, there you go. Your 8 pitches working against you now. What are you up to? It's madness, mate. It's totally madness. But you're right, mate. The game should not have went ahead. And as somebody's already pointed out, the big hullabaloo this time is because it's Rangers. If it was Motherwell playing on the Tuesday, nobody would have. Motherwell, St John, anybody, Dundee playing again on the Wednesday, nobody would have bothered the game getting called. Nobody would have bothered the trumpet. You know what I mean? And this is the point we're trying to make. The people that are running it haven't a clue what they're doing, but they're doing a baldrick. They've got a cunning plan about a Blackadder, so they've got a cunning plan if it's raining next week. So nobody knows what it is yet, but they've got a cunning plan.
Don't make me laugh, Albert. Don't make me laugh, man. That's mental. I don't think.
Oh, Bridge will be there with 2 pencils up his nose. Carry on, Bridge.
I just can't see anything sensible happening. And with the greatest respect, there are certain sensible things that could be done and should be done. And the first one is, what on earth are you doing, Dundee? Get this sorted, or give us an idea when you're going to fix the pitch, because you shouldn't be playing football in the Scottish Premiership with a pitch like that in that state. It's just no right. No matter what anyone says, and no matter what angle you want to come from, it's not right. They either can get it sorted or they can't. And I doubt very much, and I dare say all of you guys are talking now, we've seen pitches that have been rubbish, and they've never been as rubbish as that. And that may be unfixable this season. They might not be able to fix that pitch for the rest of the season. And my goodness gracious, what are they going to do then?
I've got an idea.
Oh, let's hear it.
Why don't we play in the southern hemisphere at Dundee across the road where the pitch seems to be absolutely fine?
That's miles away, Paul. Miles away.
I think you might need Jesus to go there.
Do you know, it's ironic, guys. We're on here on this show and we've absolutely battered Livingston at times and Kilmarnock about their pitches. But at least to get their games on. And
be fair, Livingston's, I think that's been flooded twice, hasn't it?
Just to make another point, by the way, me personally, I'm not getting it Dundee. I'm having a laugh at their expense, obviously, but I'm not getting it Dundee. They've been allowed to do this, mate. And the reason they've been allowed to, they've took a chance. They've got a new stadium coming. It's not next year's, a following, but they've took a chance not to spend money on that park or the stadium they're in currently. So they just took a chance and it's backfired. The trouble is, they're not the only ones that's paying the price of this chance not working out. There's about 4 or 5 teams now paying the price for it. And that can't be right. So that again, I go back to what's the rules. Now, the SFA and the SPFL are in cahoots with them with this one. Because obviously these parts must have been inspected at the beginning of the season to see everybody's up to standard. Clermont touched it on the day. I know we're getting to that with Clermont, but as a standard committee to say, right, what's your start? Is the seats all right? Your safety certificates in? Blah, 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 blah. And the pitch must be one of it. So the SFA knew, and the SPFL knew that pitch was in that state and knew it was a fair chance at failing. That's what Rangers are trying to get at. The incompetent clowns that are running the game. And it needs to be the pressure needs to be put on. That statement should just be the beginning.
Are you telling me that this season we've been infected by 2 games called off, one in March, and one in April, and that pitch has only had 1 game played in 4 weeks. It's not as if it's overuse, and they can get on. But we've also that's the 3rd game we've had postponed this season, and the other one was because a team failed to travel when there's expected bad weather coming because they can't afford the hotel. And we had to call off a fixture at the holiday period because of that. Now, where is the rules, Albert, and why was it allowed to happen?
You tell me. I don't understand Scottish. Well, I do understand. That's not true. I do understand Scottish football. It's just incompetent clowns are going to do what they want, mate. Should we do what they want? Should
we send Fox to help them with the pitch? Because he's your grass expert. You know what I mean?
Aye. The only trouble with that, Fox is too clever for him. He'll never get a job with him. He's too clever for him, mate. It's a fact. He would sort it out in 10 minutes, mate.
Oh, can I put some in teas?
Yes, mate. Yes.
Right. This is teas, all right. And if anybody wants to phone in and try and put me right on this, they can. Right. First point is, did Rangers refuse to play the game last Wednesday, right? And if so, then why Dundee not hit back at Rangers with a damning statement telling us that, right? Or did Sky make the decision? And again, did the SPSFL decide it with Sky? We have to know the answers, guys.
As far as I was led to believe, it was Sky that pulled the plug on it. Because I think Rangers offered to play to play it the day before or something like that.
No, Rangers, I'm led to believe, Bridge, I only heard this today, the Rangers offered to play at 3 o'clock on the Wednesday, the previous Wednesday.
Yes, right,
and it's Sky that said, no, I heard that after that last show on that talk radio. Yeah. I don't know if she's right, and I'm not going to say she's not right, because she's a good Rangers supporter, so she's right in my eyes.
Well, that's what I heard.
But also, if you think about it all, Ben, if you really think about it, 3 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon, once again, who suffered?
Exactly.
The supporters.
Yeah.
The supporters who are working can't get to see the game. The supporters who can't make arrangements if it's behind closed doors. It's an entertainment business. And this whole farce is no of our making. If they'd been punished when they got to the 3rd call off and then the 4th call off with points deductions, maybe this whole mess of the split wouldn't have been an issue. And that's another issue. The split's causing a lot of this hassle, and maybe they should rip that up an all-bridge manner.
Oh, well, I think we've said this since time immemorial, to be honest. I think there is, getting the end of the season, as far as our club's concerned, there is a bit of excitement to go around because we're going to play this and playing that. But invariably, that gets sorted the wrong way for us. Invariably, we end up going 3 away games and things like that. It's not very often we get 3 home games, but I can't remember anyway. But seriously, it's just daft. Split is just daft. It's mental. And I know they're going to turn and say there isn't enough quality teams to take over. So I would suggest but for me, you'd want a 16 or 18 team league and get it out there and get it done. That's what I would say.
Well, you've got 12 in the top flight just now, right? You maybe who could come up? Obviously, Wraith Rovers, Dundee United, and Thistle at the top. You've also got traditional, if you like, your Dunfermlines.
Aye, Falkirk and Dunfermline, aye.
Falkirk, Dunfermline. And maybe Inverness Cavalry. You're heading towards 20 teams, but that's a debate for another time. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do here, Portbear. We'll hear from the gaffer. What we've done is we've cut down. Mr. Fox has been busy today. He's been London, the press conference. So what he's done is he's cut it down because there's a lot of the same questions getting over and over asked again for the journalists. So we've got a shorten to get the mood and the feelings out of our gaffer, Philip, come on. And then if it's all right with you, 3 upstanding gentlemen, we'll get the phone lines opened after that, yes?
Yep, I'm happy.
Okay, so let's hear for the gaffer. Philip, come on.
You've played Ross County 24 times, you've never lost. I don't know if you were aware of that record or not.
No, I was not here all the time.
What challenges will they throw you on
Yeah,
Sunday?
I read from their manager also that they're super motivated and they want to do something special. So it's always the case, and we have respect for every opponent. They played a good game at Ibrox also. So we know we need to play a really good game to get the 3 points. So we're focused on that now.
In terms of the preparation for the game, Philippe, has what's happened over this week affected it, or can you have a normal training week now towards it?
No, it affected that, yes. So we had to change plans. For you guys also, normally you were here tomorrow, now you're here today because I had to change plans with the players. So it's a different preparation, but no excuse towards the game on Sunday. I'm not somebody who wants to have excuses if we need to change plans. I told you guys, we always adapt to the situation. But of course, if I see things that are not normal, I speak about it. But I will always adapt to win games with my team.
I feel like when the club made the suggestion of playing the game at another venue, whether that was yesterday or potentially today, what were the reasons you were given why that wouldn't be possible?
That you need to ask the federation or the right people in the club. So it was not the case. So I don't go further in questions about that and why and what and when. And no, I just focus, okay, that's the decision. What can I do now with the team? Don't forget, we are how many days? 4 days, 5 days after the old firm. I've been preparing that, doing that, preparing the trainings of Dundee, preparing everything. I don't have time to ask everybody in the club about every word that has been said and every detail around that. So it was not possible, apparently, to have another venue or to play today on another venue. Okay, then I know that's decided and I go on with the team.
If it's decided on Tuesday that Dens Park is once again not able to take the game, and the decision is made that it's going to be another venue behind closed doors, how would you feel about no supporters there?
That is a disadvantage, of course, but it is what it is. We need to adapt. Like when it was COVID, we didn't like it also. But our mindset is whatever decisions are made, we go to win games. That's the mindset. So no excuses around that.
Wouldn't rule out.
Very last one.
Wouldn't rule out a game behind closed doors then. You wouldn't rule out playing behind closed doors.
Yeah, of course. If that's the decision, we will play behind closed doors. If they ask us to play on Mars, we go to Mars. We take the flight to win the 3 points. It's about that. That's our mindset of all group, of me and all my players.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I don't believe it. Southside's just text me, says, how far away is Mars? You know?
Aye, it's no far. It's just by Dundee. But it's a bit dry. That'll be true dry to play up there.
Right, we cut that because there's a lot of the same stuff, but he's frustrated. Obviously, his plans, his focus, and he feels as if he's wasted time, Portbearer, and I think that'll be his frustration, yeah. Portbearer.
Aye, definitely, but an important part of the season, in my opinion, and a cynical man would say, it seems to be that there's a few obstacles getting thrown in our way. But like the gaffer touched on, mate, no excuses. We move on to the next game, and regardless where it is, they say touching, he'll go to Mars and play. As long as the 3 points are achieved, mate, that's what's important at this time of the season. So I like that. I like the attitude of that, and if that's the focus of the team, mate, I can only see one at the end of the season, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm Portbear positive. I can see we're winning this league, mate, as far as I'm concerned. Especially with that focus and that drive with our managers installing into our team. So, regardless where it is, mate, we'll still go and get 3 points because we have to. And by the way, Stevie and Southside, if it was Mars, I know they'd still go.
If it was sponsored for Mars, I'm sure Stevie would make it. You know, but aye, that's the point he's making. We'll be ready whenever. No excuses, Bridgeman. No
Absolutely.
Excuses. Yeah.
Absolutely. You can't say anything. What the man was saying was absolutely true. And some of the stuff he said, we've mentioned it because we maybe heard it in the news or something like that, you know. The manager was absolutely right. I don't trust, as you know, I don't trust anybody in the press or the TV or the radio, so I just don't trust them, and I don't like them speaking to our manager because eventually they're going to turn in and just try to treat him the way they treated all our other managers in the past. And they're obviously they dislike us, and this comes through. It comes through. He's tried to be as constructive with his answers as possible, and he told them 3 times or 4 times that he didn't know what the answer to that question was. He doesn't know. That's the authorities to answer it, and they kept on going. But there's not much I can say other than that. And I think the manager did very well. So well done, Philippe Clement. Well done.
I like Big Phil. He's got something about him, Albert.
He certainly is. He's nobody's fool, mate. He knows exactly what they're up to. They're trying to steal the headline again after Rangers. Why are they trying to get the headline after Rangers? This is the thing that amazes me. Why are they trying to get it? It's not our problem. We're there to play a game of football. It's not going ahead for nothing to do with Rangers. Why it's not going ahead? Other teams are even joining in to help them try and put it on the park, to get it on the park. Nothing to do with them either. But everybody seems to be joining into this game and trying to do this and trying to do the next thing. All Rangers are doing is turning up to play a game. All of a sudden, these press people, media people, just keep trying to get the headline after Rangers. Why? Why do they not get an SPFL representative out there, like Doncaster? Why are they not asking him these pertinent questions? Why are they not getting the Dundee chairman and putting grilling him and getting a headline after him, or the SFA? Why is it Rangers? It's always Rangers. This has got nothing to do with Rangers.
Are you telling me that the placement people in the press are put in positions, and when they ask the correct and pertinent question,
to the right person?
Yes. What have you not spent on your part for? Is your drainage failing and you're not wanting to replace it? At least be honest and tell the truth. People might not like the answer, but they might understand.
Indeed, mate. I mean, everybody loves a bit of honesty. You know, if they came out and says, look, like Albert touched on earlier on, we're moving to a new stadium. The finances are in there right now. We'll try to make our best till we get to the end of the season. You can respect that. You can certainly respect it, understand it a bit more. But to come out and waffle absolute, you know what, and try and pull the wool off over people's eyes and think we're stupid oxtail, as I said, and Albert touched on it as well, we've got a guy running our game, mate, who's paid more than the guy that runs the country. That and me says everything. His salary's, eye-watering, and he's brought nothing to our game. He's not to our game forward.
I think he's actually paid more than the person who runs the UK and the guy who tries to run Scotland together.
Well, there you go, mate.
The guy that runs Scotland wouldn't pay him a lobby attendance wage, but
but what I'm saying is the guy who's trying to run Scotland and people would argue the guy who's trying to run the UK, he's actually paid more than they two put together. What?
That's what I'm saying, mate. But to me, that's eye-watering, mate, because he's brought nothing to our game. We're still all these years down the line in the same format with this split thing, and there's never been any real investment, which is part of his remit, I believe. The game's not went forward, the game's not grown, but grassroots football hasn't grown. The whole thing, mate, from the bottom to the top, stinks to the high heavens, and my football is suffering, mate.
You know what else isn't grown?
Go on.
Grass in Dundee's pitch.
But he's getting where I'm coming from, guys. This guy's paid an absolute king's ransom, and he's done nothing. Him and his team are, these super people.
Oh, they've done a lot for the people.
Come on.
They've done a lot for the people who got them in power, mate.
Oh, aye.
If we can't sack them, if we can't sack him, let's just pay the £1 million. It'd be the best £1 million that Scottish football's ever paid to get rid of that clown. And there's one of them away anyway.
Aye. I don't disagree, mate. I don't disagree.
Therein lies the problem, but Ox, you're right. Until this man's removed, it's going to be status quo.
Aye. It might get worse.
Yeah.
What's quite sad about it is we've got a game now that's a massive game. It's the last, potentially, the last game in the games in the run up to the split. So there's 7 league games. There should be 6. 7 league games left, albeit we should all be talking about the pressure of going for a league. You need to go to this. This is a must-win game, etc. And we're talking about grass growing in Scotland, where you need a bit of sun and a bit of water to get it to grow. You roll it and you look after it. It ain't difficult, is it?
Well, not anywhere else in the world, but here it seems to be difficult. I don't know. It's total incompetence. Rangers have said it in their statements, incompetent. It really is. It's nothing else can be said about this. We've just got to sit and go on with this. And you're sitting saying it's not right. It's just not right. But there it is. Right? I'm no one for awarding points or leagues to anybody, whatever. But this is bordering on insanity now. And it's getting to the stage I might even change my mind and go with Bridge and say, look, get rid of them. Just kick them out of the league. Let everybody take the points off. It's they've taken points off it. Get the points. And let's go on with this, mate. It's nonsense. It's something radical needs to happen. I'll be honest with you, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Scottish football needs to collapse, mate, for any change, because nobody is in the mood for change. Nobody. Everybody's out for their NV end and their NV empires, and it's never, ever going to change. It's never changed in my lifetime. It's never changed in Bridges' lifetime. And it's going to the future, and it's not going to change in the future. The same arguments get regurgitated and put out again decade after decade. It's never going to change, mate. And don't get me wrong, I think a lot of people in Scotland don't want it to change.
All right. It'll be interesting. It is quite sad we're not talking about the football, isn't it? What?
Aye, definitely. Having been off a wee while and things being so positive, listening to shows, we were riding the crest of a wave, and as I said, after that, game at the weekend, where, behind the couch, emotions, up, down, thinking we were out on our feet. And then, wee Rabbi slams that door, that goal in, and you're back on that, right, what a comeback, And as I say, days later, it's just, the whole thing's been flipped on its head. As I said, mate, maybe I'm being too cynical, but it just seems to be, this is, to use one of the big Stevies, agenda-driven, football, dark arts against Rangers, by any means necessary, mate. They don't want us to win this league by any means. And again, the cynical guy, is it really a problem with their water, or are they sabotaging the pitch, mate?
Aye. Bridgeman, how do we get back to the football? Because we're going to have a game, and then this Dundee thing's going to come to the fore again as soon as that game's finished, isn't it? Albert.
I mean, you're right, mate. I missed what you were saying there. Give me it again.
How do we get back to the football? Because as soon as this game's finished on Sunday, this Dundee farce is just going to light up again, isn't it?
And you're right, mate. And it's going to run, and they're going to make sure it runs, and they're going to try and add controversy to it. They're going to try and motivate Dundee with silly statements. You know what's that? They've got nothing to write about Scottish football, mate. Nothing. So they're trying to drum up crap. This crap, the right stuff they should be saying about this game is the SPFL and the SFA, but they're nowhere near them. They'll even talk to them, right? So you're right, after the press conference, we'll go back onto the tail again. Oh, this should have been played. This is ridiculous. Rangers are putting statements out, big bad Rangers. They should just shut up and go on with it. And the nonsense, absolute nonsense. And then the ultimate slap in the face is going to be, it could be played behind closed doors. I just don't know what you say anymore about it, mate. It's nuts. It's just nuts. But there you are. It is what it is. But again, where managers come out and says, we'll play anyway. We'll have to play. We want to play the game. We'll play anyway.
So how can they play the game? How can they play the game against Rangers and behind closed doors People have bought tickets off them.
Move the venue. They need to refund it. That would help them.
Exactly.
And
they don't have £2 pennies to rub together. So how are they going to refund all these people?
The Dundee folk are no big in return repaying tickets, mate. You remember that? Another Dundee team.
Exactly.
I think it just Bridgeman, you're spot on. I think it just announced nearly a £3 million loss.
Wow, it's just the thing gets dafter and dafter as we go on from sentence to sentence. There's something inevitable about it all. I think that Port said maybe if Scottish football's got to collapse before we can get it any better. Well, that in fact may be the case, but I think it's on the verge of collapse the way things are right now. That's just nonsense. I think Albert said it earlier on too. You look, there's a massive drive. There's a big motorway leading up to Ibrox at the moment. I don't mean that literally, but that's what they're all travelling up to Ibrox with their venom. They're just all they want to do is stab Rangers, stab Rangers, stab Rangers. As far as I'm concerned, they're not caring about anything else. They just want to find a way to get at Rangers and stop Rangers, because Rangers have got a smashing opportunity to win the league, provided they keep their head and win their games. But if we beat Dundee, if we got the game against Dundee and we beat them, we're going top of the league. And that will cause absolute panic stations all over Glasgow, the other parts of Glasgow, that is. Yeah, just wait and see. The trouble's only starting. If Rangers can win against Dundee. And that leads back to what Port says. Is there a reason why that pitch is really bad? Or is it the weather? Or are they actually sabotaging it so that Rangers can't get to top of the league? That's the kind of things that goes through my head when I hear this. It's just one-way traffic. All it is just rubbish against Rangers. Rubbish. Sorry, boys.
But one of the things is there's only been one game on that in a month, that pitch, in a month.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. And that's a scary thing. So this is how I'm saying. Who's responsible for the pitch? Why they not come out and being interviewed and asked questions? The groundsman or the guys in charge of that club. Why these guys not answering the questions that we're trying to ask Philip Clement today? How does Philip Clement know what's going on over there, what they're trying to do at the SPFL or SPL? And another one, why is Doncaster not been made come front and centre on the 6 o'clock news?
Exactly.
We Bajwar, you asked him what's going on. Ask him. Don't ask Philip Clement. It's not his job. Time we start making this guy responsible next year for the state of football. Yeah. Make him responsible.
Yeah, mate. Couldn't agree more. Should be front and centre, because it is heading towards the farcical situation. Right, come and join us. 0141 356 1972. We've got one for the young lovers, Port, one for the older lovers, and one for the mature lovers on the night. Yeah.
Am I still in that category, mate? I don't know what category I fall in anymore.
Oh, listen to that.
You've just had the jackets, man.
Don't worry. They'll be that quick. Your arms will not get sore.
Oh, you.
That's why I've still got stamina, mate.
Right, okay. Come and join us. Give your thoughts on this farce, and how do we deal with it? I don't see an answer. One thing that's became apparent for me, and I've never liked it, is this just shows you how farcical or a split could be, and the potential it has to be a nightmare. Just finish it. I don't know anybody who likes it. Port. Port Bear.
No, mate. No one. I mean, I've got a lot of football and supporting pals, plenty of bread, guys that support clubs in England and stuff. And sometimes they phone me and they'll say, what is going on? What is going on up that road? With your league. It's a laughing stock to me, mate. They phone and I always get the wee laughing emojis. I'll get the emojis about, hands over the face regards the result and, the weekend. Then we got it back and I flipped it onto them. But then the whole Dundee thing breaks that I was talking about earlier on. And again, all the lads I know in England they're supporting other teams in there, are just going, what is going on with your league? So don't think for a minute it's not reaching the length and breadth of Britain, mate, and probably further afield. Bridgeman touched on it, and so is Albier. We are becoming the laughingstock of football. Philip Clement's even more or less saying it without being too derogatory. He's saying, through Belgium he's been in, France for all these years, in 30 years of football, he's never seen anything like it. That's a massive statement to make,
That's one of my big concerns. We don't pee that guy off, Albert.
Oh, yeah, you're right there, mate. You're right there. You got to remember, he's trying to increase his stock as well. He's trying to show the world that he is a decent manager at a decent level. So he's won Belgium. Now he's got a big club like Rangers, and he's trying to show and how can you show in this nonsense? By the way, it's absolute joke of a country. It's nonsense, mate. But as you say, why do we have to come up with a solution with this particular problem? Why do we have to come up with it? We know what the overall problem is. We've tried to tell the league it. We've spoke to other clubs. We've put motions and forward to try and get things changed, and we've been shot down every single time because it suits one club and they're running Scottish football. But now we've got this particular incident, and this is what Rangers are trying to use it. They're trying to use it as an eye opener for the rest of the clubs to say, look, guys, this is what Scottish football is now. We can't even manage to finish a league. We can't even manage to put a game on. We can't even manage to make sure a club has got a one football park fit and ready to play football games on. The thing that we're all employed today, we can't do. We've also got two other clubs, Kilmarnock and Hamilton, and Hamilton and who's got the plastic pitch? Livingston. And we're top league. We absolutely disgraceful artificial pitches. But do we say anything about that? Nope. Do they want to talk about it and take a vote on anything and say, look, we really need to start changing the personnel. We need to start getting some really clever people. Some people know what they're doing, some people with vision into our game. Do we want that? Nope. We'll need to try and get sponsorship in. We'll never get sponsorship of any great quality in it or any great magnitude to help the game. What would they do with the money anyway? What would they do with the money? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They wouldn't plough it in to improve the game. As Stevie said the other night, we've got a national stadium. It's a pit. It's a tip, mate. It's an absolute pit. You just bulldoze that down and just go to Murrayfield. But no, we don't want to do that either. There's nothing, mate. What is there to do? Why do we have to come up with the solutions as well? We're not paid to come up with the solutions. We're supporters. We're sitting there paying more money in to see a product that we're not seeing. We see a product, but it's poor. It's very, very poor. We're watching teams. We're over teams in Europe. The only team in Europe and Scotland is Rangers. The rest of them are crap. They're hopeless at it. You're sitting saying, again, this reflects on the whole of Scottish football. But it's like a domino effect. You don't put it in to get players. Your stadiums are terrible. It's just a domino effect. You get Europe, we don't do it in Europe. And then we all sit and wonder, year after year, what's happening? And we take it in isolation. Instead of putting the whole picture together, mate, we take it in isolation. Now we've got waterlogged pitches. 21st century, we've got waterlogged pitches, mate. It's ridiculous.
And what's the one common denominator, Albert?
Doncaster for me.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Doncaster, McClelland and Maxwell. There's your three stooges, Larry, Curly and Mo.
You know what I mean, mate? This is where we're at. This is where we're at.
I could have thought of that for you three if you were on the night, but you've stole it all.
I get in quick, mate.
You couldn't sum it up any better. That sums it up. It's sad. Have you got sympathy for the manager, Bridge, in these preparations, or do you think you just have to deal with the cards you've got and then just turn all your focus to the next game?
Well, I've got sympathy for him. He's getting asked to go out. I don't know why he's getting asked to go out to do a press conference, to be honest with you. When the game that he's supposed to be talking about wasn't played. The press conference should have been banned as well, to be honest. However,
that press conference was a build up to Sunday's game.
Yeah, I'm saying that they've made it a build up to Sunday, but the coincidence is they don't want to talk about the build up to Sunday. They want to talk about what's your opinion, because your opinion seems to matter. So what's your opinion on this, that, and the next thing? And the usual leading questions, very leading questions. and I thought he batted them away very well. And I don't want our manager to be involved in anything like that. I don't want. They should have been told before it started. Don't ask any questions about something that never happened. Right? There was no game midweek. No game. So don't talk about it. And he can't answer any questions other than the SFA or SPFL, whatever it is. Leave them.
Anyway, I'll cut across you. We'll be joined by a good man from Western Australia. Evening, Gary.
Hello, Ox. How are you, mate?
All right, mate. Good to hear from you, mate. Give us your view, if you like, as a neutral in this farce that is Scottish football, mate.
Well, Ox, as you know, and before I start, I'd like to say hello to Bridge and Albert. I listen every night. As you know, I'm not a Rangers fan as such, but I'm a loyalist, mate. Okay, and I make my apologies for that, right? I follow another team in Glasgow. Now, listen, that thing, this thing with Dundee, and I'm telling you right now, Ox, I was up at Rangers Club on Sunday, and that game, amazing game, blah blah blah, right? But see, this Scottish football now, mate, these are a joke, and I'm not happy to say that, but it is. It's a farce now. It's getting like the Irish League now, you know.
They're better than us. They're better organised.
Aye, and the very fact that you had Lowland games and all that getting played and at Dens Park is just a quagmire, you know. But there's a bigger picture here, and I spoke about this a couple of years ago when I phoned you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There is one person and one person only that's to blame for all this, and you all know who I'm talking about, you know. Mm-hmm. And he's getting away with absolute murder, mate. You know what I mean? Absolute murder. Now, all these stories, I don't know if you think the same way as me, Ox. All this with this park. The other thing that happened with the goal is deflecting the biggest story in world football.
Yes, the scandal.
Yes, and everybody's talking about the state of one football park instead of something else. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I just hope to God that all this comes out. I just finished watching a programme. This is why I'm so uptight about all this, mate. You know, I'm sorry if I ran on a bit, you know. But
no, we're used to it, mate. We're used to it on you.
But I just finished watching a programme last night, right? A documentary series. You've probably seen it, about a certain Radio 1 DJ who get caught out with all this other stuff as well, you know what I mean? But all this is linked. It's all linked, talks, you know what I mean? And this is what I'm saying. And it's time the Scottish people, the Scottish football supporters woke up and seen what's going on. Do you know what I mean? My club was relegated. We were relegated without playing a game. We were a point in front. We were relegated. Do you know what I mean? Hearts as well. Look what happened to Hearts. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And this is and it's the same thing. It's constant. Every year's the same thing. See when things aren't gone their way, they change the rules. And this thing with this park, I'm telling you right now. Now what happens if you, for talking's sake, I'm just saying a scenario here, right? Is that when that game gets played, you then lose that game, you lose momentum, and then it hangs on into that cup game the following weekend.
You know what I mean? I get it. Can I ask you a question, Gary? Can I ask you a simple question?
Yes.
Do you think a top league in Scotland, a 20 would work without a split, going back to twice a season, 19 away, 19 home, simple, best team win the league?
110%. I'm going to say this to you. It's 40 years since a club outside Rangers and Celtic has won that league. Aye. 40 years. Think about it.
Aye. Aberdeen last year.
No, Dundee United.
No, Aberdeen won it after them, didn't they?
All right, okay. Sorry, mate, but that's how long it is now. Now, I've told you this before. I know when we play against Rangers or Celtic, you get maybe a once in a lifetime, you maybe get a chance of beating them, right? That's fair enough. We've no chance of winning the league any of these other clubs. So you do. I heard you talking about the empty stands. Big Stevie was on about the tickets, blah, blah, blah. That's what these clubs need to realise. You just put your supporters on one end and then let Rangers and Celtic have a lot, because you're not going to beat them. Do you know what I mean? So you may as well making money, but that's it. That's what Dundee. Look at Dundee. Do you know what I mean?
Could there never be a Leicester City story in Scottish football?
No chance. No, because it wouldn't be allowed, because the rules. It's hard for you to win the league, never mind anybody else, because they keep moving the goalposts. You know what I mean? So what chance does every other team go? Oh, this sums it up to me, right? Do you remember a team called Gretna who got into the Premier League and they didn't have a grun?
I do.
They didn't have a grun.
Aye. Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
They ruined Motherwell Park.
That's right. Didn't they? That's right. Motherwell were finished bolting twice and never get relegated because they changed the rules. We were to come up, and they changed the rules to save them. Do you know what I mean? It's a joke, honestly, it's a joke, you know.
Has it made? I know you're in Western Australia, mate. Has it made the? I don't mean the headlines, but has it made the news this far? So there.
Big time. Yes.
I'll bring in Alberti comment to you. He's a top man here, Gary. I had Albert in the West End of the city the weekend, Gary.
Where? No in that pub, did you?
Certain pubs.
But the cricket one, yes.
Yes.
Okay. How are you, Albert?
I'm great, mate. How are yourself?
I'm good, pal. I'm good. Listen, mate, I love listening to you. You're like me, you call it as it is, you know.
I'm with you, Gary. We all know who's to blame for this. We all know where it's all came from. We know the state of Scottish football is the flunkies are dancing to the puppet master's tune. Know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's ridiculous. Mate. And it's never going to change because they don't want it to change, Gary. There is nothing you can do. So I think my solution is Scottish football is going to collapse, mate. It has just simply got to, either financially or morally or whatever, but it's got to collapse to get any change whatsoever. These people have to be rooted out, root and branch. You know what I mean? Right out, just get them out and start again. But where do we start? That's an argument for another day. But first and foremost, we need to get these people out. I don't know any other way of getting them out is just saying the league's done, the Scottish football's done. We'll rethink this. We'll rethink the whole lot all over again, mate, because it's never going to change. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. But again, it's down to us to come up with the solutions. It's down to us to come up with ideas. We're paying people £400,000 a year to come up with these ideas and grow this game, and they're incapable of doing it, mate. Totally incapable of doing it.
Every dog has their day, mate. Just look at Nicola Sturgeon.
Yep.
Just look what happened to her. She thought she was untouchable, but guess what? They got her out, you know what I mean? And the same thing will happen here, you know. It'll take time, but it'll happen.
Aye, it's a farce. It's turned into a farce. The whole thing's a farce. A split and parts are unplayable. 2 plastic pitches, Gary. Crowds falling, empty stands when there's thousands of people trying to get in. TV deal that's not worth anything. A sponsorship deal that you wouldn't works out about £5,000 a game for the top flight. Just the whole thing's just and they congratulate themselves on what they've done. But when's the rest of the team's going to wake up, Gary?
Ox, you've got a grun there to analyse that they can't even get VAR into it. Do you know what I mean? They can't even get that in, and that's what meant to be one of the protocols for the league. Do you know what I mean? You just couldn't make this up. See, I mean, I'm in a different country and I'm on the outside looking in. Do you know what I mean? Maybe when you are there, you just don't see it as for what it is. See, when you see the pictures coming in for Sky Sports News at that park at Dens Park, and I say to myself, how can parts like that be allowed to go ahead? And that's a professional sport. A professional sport, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But how do we get the other clubs to wake up?
Well, unfortunately, Ox, the devil does deals, do you know what I mean? And that's exactly, and see that club that you're talking about, this club Dundee, they gave them, in fact, he's out here now, that Lee Griffiths. They gave him, that's who they gave They sent him there as part of this, trying to find that email. Remember?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
see, you start joining the dots up. I'm no daft. I might be a Thistle supporter, and we might be a joke as a club, but the supporters, I'm no daft. You know what I mean? My head's switched on with things like that, and I can see exactly what he does. He puts players out to all these clubs, and then they're duty bound to do what he tells them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the problem is. And he's got them everywhere. He's got them in coaching. He's got them in Park. I don't know if it's still Park Gardens or wherever it is, the SFA. He's got them everywhere. Hampden. That Neil Doncaster, 2 years' notice he's got to get. You kidding me on? So years ago, if you stamped somebody's card in the years, do you think they gave you 2 years' notice?
We would have never touched anybody's card, Gary.
I was a ham bandit. I was there all the time.
Your card was just left at 24-hour clock, mate.
I made a fortune stamping cards. Oh, it's good to hear from you, mate. I'll let you go and let other callers in.
We appreciate you calling in. Obviously, we know who you were cheering on Sunday. We know that, mate.
That's why I can hardly talk.
Aye.
That's why I was in charge of the orchestra, so I'll say no more. All right.
Right, brilliant, mate. Great to hear from you, mate.
I'll see you later. Ta-ra, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
See you later,
bye.
Right. But Berwick's a Thistle, man. I've known Gary all my days, yeah. He's a Thistle, man. But when are the other teams going to wake up? He's summed it up, hasn't he? He's summed it up.
Mate, I was on the last time Gary came on. First time he came on to the show, I thought the guy was outstanding then. And he says, I touched on earlier on, mate. I said, I've got friends, length and breadth of Britain who are laughing from the outside in. And then a guy in Western Australia who I know he's in the know in regards to Scottish football, but I can flip it with him. Yorkshire, I'm the nerd of football, right? So when I watch the Australian football, soccer out there, their pitches in high heat, and the pitches are still pristine compared to anything you see in Scotland. You know what I mean? I get where the guy's coming from totally. And as I say, we are the laughing stock far and wide. And then as Gary's just touched on, worldwide, the other side of the planet, mate. It's frightening. Absolutely frightening.
I don't mind the Western get the Australians laughing as well. I'm not having the Eastern Australians laughing.
Oh dear. Bridgeman, it's frightening. Anybody who's got any thoughts that the game in Scotland can flourish, because we've just had another kick, that's the automatic Champions League place gone for 25-26 because the coefficients fell so low. So well done on other clubs. Bridgeman?
Oh, aye. There's only one team putting a lot into the coefficient, and it's putting money in other teams' pockets who are going through the European area. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there. It just wouldn't be there. And we would be poorer, and everybody would be poorer. And Rangers have done, and never been asked, never been thanked. Not one club has turned and said thank you. We get a wee season, and even if it was only 2 rounds, we've got a couple of bob, 2 games at it, and a good payout. Nah, they're not interested. They just don't care. They don't care about Rangers. And the boys touching it last night. It's famous enough saying that I've always said. They're hating each other to death in this country, hating each other to death, and it's going to kill it stone dead sooner or later. But you got to laugh and inside it, but behind the tears, you got to laugh. Here, Rangers trying to win the league, they can't get a game. They can't get a game played. They can't get a game played. Is that not just unbelievable? The manager's turning around and saying, "Well, look, organise the thing. You play it. Tell us to go and play anywhere. We'll go. Mars, whatever, And they'll pick that up and they'll make a joke out of that. The man's being serious. Somebody get the game arranged. We'll go and play it. However, we know there are going to be big problems because if they don't get it played before the split, what's going to happen?
No problem. It's not a problem.
No, what's going to happen? Rangers are still waiting in 3 points, if you follow what I mean. Are Dundee going to be in the same league as us?
But they couldn't, Bridge. That's the farce of the thing. If that game's not played, if it was called off, happened to be called off next week and they never played it, if they didn't have a contingency plan, then you get another week. The fixtures have got to come out. Now, let's be honest. I think the police would want notice to put games on at Grunds. You can't just turn up and say, oh, by the way, on the Friday there's a game at Ibrox on the Saturday. It'll not happen, Albert, will it?
No happening. By the way, you've got to remember, we have to get to the top of the league because this country awards teams that are sitting at the top of the league without the league finishing. You know what I mean? So if we get to the split, we get that game's not played. You know what I mean?
Get yourself some great use, chaps, because we're going to have a tune.
Right.
All along the walls of the Ibrox halls are pictures of legends of old, making history for the world to see. The stories of glories unfold. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever, and for always. We are Rangers through and through. Well, the legends come and the legends go, but Rangers live on just the same. For a new one's born when the blue shirts won, and we all remember their name. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever, and for always. We are Rangers through and through. And there is no doubt what we're all about when we face the world and say, bring it on some more, 'cause you know for sure that we don't do walk away. We don't do walk away. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever, and for always. We are Rangers through and through. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever, and for always. We are Rangers through and through.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yes, well, just want to change the subject a wee bit if that's all right with you, Albert Portbear, yeah?
Crack on.
Yeah,
mate.
mate. Done
Yeah,
it
just
to
think,
death.
obviously the season ticket renewals came out today, yeah? In April, so they've come out, and look, we pay because we pay more money to the club for a product, entertainment, but also for the love of our club. I think there's been about a 5% increase, yeah? Maybe understandably the way cost of running the business have got to listen, but it's hard for a lot of people. But this farce at Scottish football, will that affect people's thoughts on getting a season ticket, Albert?
It might, some, but the majority, no.
The vast majority.
The vast majority. We're Rangers supporters, mate. We're not doing it for Scottish football. We're doing it for Rangers. We're not saying Scottish football anyway, so we know our voice doesn't count. It's all these idiots that are running it, and all these gimps that are fooling one guy. So no for Rangers. It'll not affect Rangers. We're loyal to the end, mate, and that's the end to it. No, I mean, I don't go to the games, but I'll buy my ticket. I definitely will buy my ticket. No doubt about that. I might even get back next year. But anyway.
Yes, I'm hearing rumours. You're making a comeback. I was speaking to a young lady on Saturday evening who says you're talking about a comeback.
I say that just to get out of the house, know what I mean? I tell her anything to get out of the house, know what I mean?
That's right.
There's a lot of pubs between my house and the game, though. But no, I don't think it'll affect them, no.
Tickets ranging roughly for adults, roughly between like 600 to 800 quid. For the product they're getting watching on the park for the opposition and the state of the league. Is it value for cash, mate?
I need to be honest, mate. No. What we see at Ibrox and what we're seeing at our own team, you know, I recently joined. Last year, I joined the waiting list, mate. I don't care. I wouldn't even care if it raised to £1,000. I want to get back now that I'm off every Saturday now. I want to get back to going to Ibrox every Saturday and try and get to away games again as much as I can. So it doesn't matter how much it costs to me, mate. I want to go back and support my club the way I used to. And I think a lot of Rangers fans who are current season book holders will renew in their thousands, mate. I don't think.
No,
I've no doubt.
I don't know what the attrition rate is, but you must lose. You'll lose X amount every year for various things.
Yeah. I get that.
Aye, but I think the vast majority, very high 90s, will renew for the love of the club, mate.
Yeah, aye, and that was proven, mate. For but touched on it earlier on for the 4th division, all through divisions, and I've always said it, mate. I've always said it from that journey. I think it galvanised us support, brought us close together, and I think what Clement's done since he's come in as well, because I think there was a bit of detachment for a few years. I think Clement's brought that back again. That relationship between the club, playing staff, and the support, mate, which again will add to that season ticket renewal price, because we want to see another improvement in the squad and a better product on the playing field next year, and we know the Blue Pound will help to that, mate.
Bridgeman, did you get your renewal on?
I got the email. Yes, I'm going to pop over tomorrow morning and get it renewed fully. They've changed the system. They've apparently got a new system, and so I don't know if Rangers are very good with the system. So I just want to.
We may put a statement about the system tomorrow. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm still waiting. I'm getting the Wi-Fi in Ibrox working. I don't think they're ever going to get it working, to be honest.
I don't have a problem this weekend. I don't have a problem.
But they've never published this. This is the Wi-Fi. You just link into this Wi-Fi and there's a password if you need it. I just don't understand why they've not published it. However,
I think what they've done is they said the Wi-Fi is a secret.
I've seen them. I've passed the day, Bridge. They've put more flagpoles all around the park. They're going to stay it with semaphore. No doing the hi-fi anyway. It's just
when people can't get on their phone, they need to go back with the old day. They used to put the scores up at half time. Oh, but that was a main event.
I was talking about it the other day. You remember that the boards, the tin boards that used to slot into the wee bits around the side of the park? I remember that. Back a few years now.
Yeah, it's
that's a long way back. A long way back. No, but I think that I don't doubt how to say this, but everybody that's capable of renewing, I think they'll all want to renew.
Of course.
As I say, and the ones that are capable, fine. Obviously, there's been people who, through illness, won't be able to. And there's lots of things happening, in some poor
and life gets in the way for people sometimes, yeah.
So there's a certain percentage that the pickers will move on to new people. Someone like Port Barrett's desperate to get back in again, maybe get one. But they'll all be taken up. Be a full house for us, for Rangers fans. Absolutely 100%. And I'm in there tomorrow morning. I am in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, people, life gets in the way, mate. Life's a complicated thing sometimes, Port Bear.
As if you come to Port Lazar, I'll tell you. Sorry, I didn't mean that, boy.
Aye, 100%, mate, 100%. Like you said, life, work, everything's in the way. You know, and I'm hoping to be back soon.
Aye, so looks as if just with the sort of straw poll on here, obviously there's people only they get the increase all there. Yeah, they'd rather know of it, but they understand the economics.
It's a fact of life, mate. I don't like it. Nobody likes it. 5% off or something for a change would be really nice. Not just for Rangers, for anything. In the shops, anywhere, 5% off. But you don't get it, mate. It's just the way it is, isn't it? But eventually, there is a ceiling. And it'll get to the point where people will go, well, I can't afford it. It's as simple as that. I just simply can't afford it. And it must be approaching now, mate. It's really going to be approaching soon. But for loyalty alone, the Rangers fans will renew. They always do, and they always will. Might complain about it, rightly so, but they will renew.
Aye. Anybody thinks different, he's a phone 01413561972. Just on our side of the coin. You know, there's quite a long waiting list out there.
There is, mate. Yep. I even tried to phone Ibrox and tried to go in the back door, but I was thoroughly shown the other side and told no chance, a big massive waiting list, mate. You're near the end of it.
I'm going to ask them when I'm over Port Bell. I'll let you know.
She even gets one. Aye, Bridge.
Exactly.
She even get me in as your carer. I'll be your carer, right?
You need to walk in the ticket. You need to walk in the ticket office with a pea stain on your trousers. I'm not doing that.
Oh, brilliant. At least I tell you what, I'm happy now. I'm happier because we're not feeling so dejected right at this moment as we were when we first started the night. And well done to everybody. You're really cheering me up now, I'll tell you.
I've just in the text, would it not work better if Bridge was the carer?
I feel whatever, mate. That means we get to sit down the front, Bridge. We'll get to sit down the front.
You know they don't mean it. You know they don't mean it. Oh, very good, but very good. When you take advantage of that now, you man.
Well, the good thing about it is we're away allocation up to 28,000 out Parkhead. We'll get that extra 3,000. That tap tier wasn't fault when Rangers were in the league, so it's fault now. So there's 25,000 go up there anyway. You know what I mean? Fill their part.
Just to watch the Rangers, is that what you're saying, Albert?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, it's a fact. The kid on there, they support that more, but they don't. They're closet Rangers supporters. We know that.
They're closet a lot of things, mate.
Aye. You better believe it's not called the Chamber of Secrets for no reason, mate.
Yes, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Follow the money.
Correct.
Follow the money. Yeah, so the season ticket renewal looks as if they've been received positively. They might not be with some of the partners on the houses, but people will find a way, as they always do, to renew their season ticket. You know, it's a massive revenue stream for the club now. It's guaranteed.
I mean, I know exactly every pound's a prisoner in that Ox year, but every year, the ones that I know that are season book holders who all have a wee more than a bit of price always seem to find that extra, 50 quid, 100 quid under the pillar, or whatever they stash it for their wives to go and, and still get it, mate. They moan every single year about it, but they go and they get that blue pound into that club. And as I said, mate, there's fans out there, in my opinion, and there's a few on this show that would pay whatever it takes. And I know that.
But I do think for the general population, Albert, there is a ceiling. There is a ceiling for the entertainment, the facilities, the weather, what you're getting, and society's changed in that. I don't think it'll be that long, Albert, when clubs are showing their end games. Yeah.
They're showing their what, mate?
Clubs are showing their end games and people are able to watch them.
Aye, pay-per-view. Pay-per-view type thing. Aye. Well, there you go. You know what I mean? It's that would satisfy the waiting list for Rangers anyway. You know what I mean? If that happened, and I would probably say a lot of fans. No, a lot. Some of the fans that are in the ground now would prefer to sit in the house and watch it in the house anyway. You know what I mean? Which would free up tickets for boys like Port and other guys that are wanting to go back to watch it live at the ground. So it could be a win-win situation.
Oh, sure. Can I maybe suggest that I spoke to you a couple of years ago on the show, and it was something that was touted, I think, doing at Chelsea Football Club a number of years ago, and it was a virtual season ticket. You know, VR's becoming a big part of, people's living rooms nowadays. VR's seems to be the future, and everybody's going on about it. And I remember seeing it on a boxing event one night. I was in my mate's house and we were sitting in the VR headset, and the VAR stations were set on the corners of the ring, and you could actually watch the boxing like you were at the edge of the ring. And I don't know why it's never been looked at in football, where you be able to get that experience sitting inside a football, in the football stadium of your choice, like, you're a Rangers fan, so you'd be better sitting in the house with a VR headset, and look left, look right, look onto the pitch, and you'd be able to see the stadium, you'd be able to see the game live through a virtual season ticket, if you like. I don't know why it's never been looked at as a revenue stream. You know what I mean? I'm not saying the same price as a season ticket, but obviously be a fee for that facility. I just think as we're moving into the future, and to increase stadium capacity and another revenue stream, I don't know if any of you guys think that would be a goer or not. You know what I mean?
I didn't like it, Port. I get knocked out in the first round.
I'll not tell you what he was fighting.
she was big. I agree with him. Anything that makes more Rangers supporters see the game, it does for me, mate.
Their technical team, technically very expensive at the moment, Port Vale.
Right, okay. But do you know another thing I was thinking of as well? The young team.
It could come. Think about it, but everything in technology, yeah.
What you think what these parents are paying for their Range PlayStations and that at the moment, $500, $600 for a PlayStation, see you could get one of these VR heads for about 300 and then say it's 200 for your virtual season ticket. I'm thinking of young fans as well, Oxia. I think the young fan would love to have that sitting in his, in his bedroom with, inside Ibrox Stadium room in his headset and stuff, mate. I'm just, again, me just thinking ahead in the future stuff.
I think it could come, maybe a few years away, but I get the sentiment, and yeah, the world's changed.
Can I ask a question on that?
Yes, mate.
I said a number of years ago, I know it was difficult because of contracts, but why can't we press and get the Rangers TV? The season tickets have got it. Season ticket holders have got it. Can we add a bit more in the home games? Or the
like they done during COVID, you mean?
Aye, and there you go. It must be a nominal fee. It can't be massive amounts of money. But I think they would do very, very well. Obviously, they would need to get it cleared with the other contracts with Sky or whatever it is, or the league, and even the cup games. But I think that would be fantastic for Rangers. People all over the world will buy it up,
I think the world's changed with Amazon Fire Sticks. Might have changed the world for.
Oh, right, I see what you mean. Okay, I'll buy one of them then.
I guarantee the world's changed a wee bit, but I get your sentiment. I think there is going to be movement in football broadcasting, maybe even sport broadcasting. In fact, the world's changed that much. They're going to give you money for winning Olympic gold medals. All better.
Oh, jeez.
Give you money for it? Professional, you mean?
Aye, this Olympics, the gold medal winner will get, in the track and field events will get money as well.
All right. It's good. What are we talking? What gender are we talking here?
Huh?
What gender are we talking here?
Oh. That's a whole different debate. But I was thinking at the moment I'm in a J.K. Rowling camp unless there's any extremes, but Yeah.
I want J.K. Rowling for First Minister.
She could very well be. But listen, I know anybody who goes through that journey, it's a big decision to make. But I don't know how you settle it with sport, mate. Yeah, I don't know how you settle it with sport. But no, the Olympics are even changing, so football will change it. Moving into a different generation, Port Bearer, and your thing could happen quicker than you think as things are mass marketed, become really popular, they become cheaper. Port.
I mean, definitely. I think, you know, as I said, the computer industry, these, you know, the electronic industries moves quicker than, you know, you buy a new phone and 6 months later there's a newer phone out, and you just can't keep up with technology at the moment. And I know tech team are saying it's a few years away, but, you know, a few years away is not long, is it, in football in terms? So I just think, you know, any of these big clubs, anybody, you know, that's looking for another revenue stream, I just think to me, it's a no-brainer, an absolute no-brainer. And can I just say in regards to your comment regarding the Olympics, what happened to the honour of, you know, doing it for your country? Wow. You know? Am I being out funny on it here? You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I think the Olympics, if they don't watch it, could just become another meet. The special thing about it was different, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's professional anyway, mate. It's just it's got the guys are amateur, but it's not amateur at all. They get sponsored. No, they get well paid in other ways. Sponsored. You know yourself. I'm not telling you that you don't know, but it's not an amateur thing anyway.
Certainly not. You're absolutely right.
There, old school gives a technical reason why that can't go for it, and he's talking about the smoothness of the ball in a 360-degree angle. It's easy in Scotland. You do away with the ball. We don't really need it, do we?
Albert's Olympic. He was sponsored on the soles of his boots at the old boxing.
Aye. That would be McDonald's and all that sponsored me. What's that on his boots? I tell you, boxing. I tried boxing once. That's too sore. No, I'm not playing that one. There's people in there that want to hit you.
Aye. I'm used to it, mate. I'm used to it. People want to hit me. So, where are we? Right. So, the season tickets, obviously the renewals are out and people have their own thoughts. The facet of Scottish football, you'll have your own thoughts on that. It would be great to hear from some people who maybe think, what should we do? How do we go out of this mess? Let's see if you 0141 356 1972. Come on and speak to Portbear. He's not been on for a long, long time. I think you've got a wee shout out to make for somebody, Port, haven't you? I don't think his boots button not near Albert, but he's on a yellow already. First night back, he's on a yellow.
See you, Bridge. That's because you're sitting next to me. Leave my buttons on. Tim, he's touching my buttons. I know.
Boy, what a shocker!
I'd just like to say a wee thank you to someone who made a donation to Rangers Radio. I'm not going to embarrass any person mentioning any names, but just to, you know who you are, and thanks very much. Everything's appreciated. Thank you very much for your kind gesture.
You need to tell us who it was.
No, I don't.
You know that us on here won't tell anyone.
A good friend of the show and a very, very long time listener.
Yes, and I think, from memory, I think any charity event we've ever done, that lovely lady has always contributed, hasn't she?
She has. Anything we've done, mate. Anything we've done, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, lovely lady, that cuts out a few, doesn't it? Right. Right, at least let's look at the positives for the farce it was last night. At least it's given some of our injured players a bit of time to get back. Albert.
Aye, it has, mate. Trouble is, we're not getting any game time. They're not getting any actual football. They're just training. That's the downside. But it's letting them get back, which is really good. Really, really good news, mate. because we need them all back. And it was good to see Sima and Matondo and all that. Down, Lawrence, Cantwell all coming back. It's superb, mate. Aye. So it's given them a bit of time. As somebody was saying earlier on, Rangers are better playing 3 games a week or 4 games, three games every 8 days. Our fitness seems to last longer when we do it that way. But having said that, the injuries we've had this season, horrendous, mate, absolutely horrendous. But so we're getting a bit of time. But so is everybody else, I suppose, isn't they?
I think.
No,
I think it was important for me is the improvements that I've saw since I've been away. You know, guys, training time Oxshire, isn't it? It's the first time probably Philip Clement's got a good chance to, coach the team. On you go, caller there, Oxshire. I'll come back in.
I think Billy's joined us. Evening, Billy.
Hello, how are you doing? It was just to see what the protocol was for getting disabled season tickets and parking, if you can.
Right, obviously there's some spaces, but limited, I believe. You have to apply for them, mate. Yeah, and obviously they're limited. Yeah. I know there's a lot of work going on in the stadium over the summer, and hopefully the new disabled section will be ready as soon as possible, mate. And again, there'll be people who are applying for them. So there'll be people in my chairs who'll be looking to get into have to fit the criteria to move into the seats when they become available, mate. I've not got a timeline off the top of my head, but I could try and find out and maybe announce it tomorrow night or next week on the show, mate.
Aye, if you could do that for me. Would it be worth me going up to the ticket office to see?
I would contact them by email, mate. Make it easy for yourself, yeah?
Right, aye. Right,
contact them by email, because I wouldn't go to the ticket office tomorrow because Bridge is gone.
Well.
Yes, mate.
And in regards to the parking, my boy, when he goes up, he always goes up in the Argyle car park. It's £5 if you go up on the day and just pay in at it. But if you contact the stadium, they arrange it and you get it free.
Right. Is that just for a certain game or is that for the season?
I think it's like you can arrange it for the season if you get a season ticket. But if you're just going game to game, you can arrange it from game to game, every one you can make, mate.
Right. I've had a few season tickets, but I had to give them up due to ill health.
Yeah.
And I was in the club deck and I lost my ticket when Rangers went down the league.
Apart from the lift, being in the club deck, if you can't get in the lift, if you've got any health issues, the club deck's not the place to be, is it? If you can't get up that lift, Billy, yeah?
No, that's right, but I think you got a pass for it if you did then. Aye.
You did, mate. You did. What are you making of the team this year, Billy, and the manager? What's your thoughts?
I love the manager. I could listen to him all day. And on Sunday there, I was just glad that we got to half time 2-0 down because you've got all your confidence in him. He kens the game and he can change the game at half time. He can change it during the game. I just think he's a great manager.
The team? What's your thoughts on the team?
The team, I think we could do with strengthening a couple of positions. Tavernier's been a great servant, but I think he lets us down quite a lot with the defensive thing. But I mean, he scores the goals, but a lot of them's for penalties. I mean, the goals that he does score today, he scored some crackers. I like that Demonde.
Right.
I like him. I think he's a lot to show us.
Did you see he's been in for a thumb operation, I believe?
No, I've never heard that.
I think I never read the story, but I just caught it just before we came on the show. Yeah, Albert, we signed a player and he needs an operation in his thumb. We cannot catch a break.
I know, it's nuts. We find more new injuries that we can have. More open. I mean, that's him, Cortez, Danilo, Dowell. All our new signings have all had operations. It's mental. And Sima, I think he's in an operation as well. I don't know if Matondo's an operation as well. You can't make this up. What's going on? There's something going on, mate. I just don't know quite what it is, but definitely something going on. We cannot, as you say, catch a break. Operations everywhere.
Billy, what do you make this farce in the last 24 hours, mate?
Terrible. I put a text in last night. If this had been junior football and it was in the Scottish Junior Cup, after 2 cancellations, it goes to a neutral ground, and the away team or the home team has nothing to. They've got no say in it. It just happens. And that's not a junior game. It just shows how amateurish the SFA are. It's diabolical.
Well said.
Right. Any ideas how to sort it with the league, or what would you do if you were a man in charge? What would you do?
What would I do? I wouldn't ken where to start.
Go on.
Something's needing to happen. The top tier, all the guys at the top of the tree, they're needing to hunt it. This is a thing I've said for years. Sky TV, they get the biggest games in British football and European football, and they give Scottish football nothing. And that's where the biggest games are coming from. It's diabolical, like. I mean, what does Rangers get? Something like £4.5 million a season, and your teams that's getting relegated in England, they're getting millions and millions.
Aye, it's no apples for oranges, you know.
No, definitely.
No, it's no apples for oranges. Port Bear, in you come.
You know my thoughts on the money and the whole deal that went along with Sky, mate. But with the product we've got and the guy in charge, we've not got a product Oxgear that we can barter with. It is what it is. You can only.
Was your product no strengthened on Sunday with the viewing figures for that game?
It was, mate. It was, mate, 100%. And that's how seeing away. If I'm, in Doncaster's position, or if I'm James Bisgrove's position, I'm going to them and saying, no, I want 4 million just for the Old Firm games. After that, then we'll talk regarding the rest of the league. And that'd be 4 million Oxgear at a starting point, because, like you said, that was a spectacle. I didn't see games as good as that in the Premier League over that weekend. And they gave it absolutely everything. And in that Premier League, it bores me, Oxy. I'm a football nerd, right? But sometimes, some of them games, Nottingham Forest v Bournemouth, Burnley, versus, Wolves, it bore the shirt off your back, mate. It honestly would. But none of them games came anywhere near what you get in an Old Firm game. So I think we have to be more strict on our product. Maybe we have to start looking after ourselves, Oxgear, and say to Sky, look, see a negotiating table when it comes to this league, come to us first. Come to us and we'll say we want for you to televise your games. Let's not sell a product cheap, Oxgear. Let's sell a product at the highest price we can get it at. It's your product. It's your product. Doesn't it's us. It's all about Glasgow Rangers. I don't care about the SPFL or the SFA. I don't care about any of them.
The problem is, if you don't go collectively, you might not be allowed to play in the league. Then you've not got a product because you've need to play.
I know that, mate. Yeah. But you get where I'm coming from, don't you? We're the product, mate. We're the main selling point, and they're underselling us.
Aye, I get that. Billy, I think Port's got some valid points in.
Yeah, definitely. I was doing in England for 12 years, and that was my argument with them when it was first talked. No, maybe not first, but when it was talked about Rangers Celtic and into the English League, what would we want the Old Firm into the English League for? That's because you wouldn't be playing to half-full stadiums. Every game that was shown, or Rangers and Celtic were playing in England, it would be full stadiums. And I remember the manager at the time saying it was quicker to get to London than what it was to go to Aberdeen. They could just go onto a flight and they would do in London half an hour later. So, I mean, there was no problem with the travelling or nothing. I don't understand why Sky hasn't jumped into this day, because it would be a bigger thing for them to show too. And again, it's full stadiums all the time they'd be playing, wherever Rangers and Celtic were.
I think if you go back a generation, that point was really valid. But since they marketed the Premier League, I think their runs are pretty full, Billy. Yeah?
Well, aye, but you still got a few, no empty stadiums, but they're no full. I mean, I know boys locally here that go down to Burnley and places like that. They can pick and choose what game they want to go to. They don't need season tickets. They just phone up and get away done.
Aye, I get it. I think Burnley on the telly, I've seen there's some spaces in their ground. Yeah, I get that. Aye. Right. Are we going to win the league, Billy?
Oh, I can't see us failing to win the league. They keep saying that we're going to beat them at the Piggery. I don't think we do. If we win all our games and draw with them, we'll win the league.
That's up to me, Albert.
It does, mate. It does. They're all trying to heap the pressure on Rangers. The pressure's on them more than it's on Rangers. I'll tell you that for nothing. Because certain things are happening to their club, but they need the money more than Rangers need the money now. So there's going to be skullduggery done, Billy. But I still see Rangers win the league, and I have no fear to go into there up in that Piggery. I've no fear whatsoever. Remember, the last two Old Firm games, we've gave them 2 goals at the start, and they're the team that was struggling to hold on at the end of both games. Just keep that in mind. We bottled the first half in Sunday. That's true. Can't deny that. But the second half, we scored 4 goals. Don't forget that. So I've no fear, Billy, going up there. No fear whatsoever.
Just to let me know, we had an anonymous caller phone in there who was obviously wanting to talk about the biggest scandal ever in Scottish football. Thanks for the call. You can imagine. Carry on, Billy.
Yeah.
I agree with what's getting said here. I've no fear of winning the league either. I can't see us no winning it, to be honest, the way we're playing.
Understand people being nervous, because that's what it does at the end of the season. It's exciting, so you get nervous. That's a different thing, isn't it?
Aye.
100%, mate. The way it's, I think it's going to go to the wire. I really do. And this is what's making the league more exciting and making it look more a watchable brand this year, because, we all know, they keep going on about this super record that the guy across the road's got. He's inflated record, may I add, when we were doing in the lower leagues and made a very poor footballing side to put on the pitch. But now he's playing against a manager that's got great credentials, won leagues in other countries, come in and transformed this team, closed the gap dramatically, and now all of a sudden they're looking over their shoulder and the pressure's on them. Mate, we'll win this league. We will win this league. And we don't need to beat them in every game, like Billy's touched on. We will win this league, and I don't care what anybody says. We will win this league next year. I promise you that.
How are you feeling, Bridge?
Well, I think what Port says is true in the sense that we've got a fantastic chance to do so. But Billy said it as well. We've got to watch what we're doing. We've got to win all our games, and if we can, as long as we don't lose Celtic Park, then we've got a great chance. That'll do us fine. But we've got to win the other games. And that's a big target now. Unless, of course, something drastic happens to them, which may happen, you never know. But we have to look after ourselves. It's all going to have to happen for us. We need to make it happen. The manager's done a great job up to now. I wish him all the best for going through to the end of the season, because we might just get a right good chance here, a right good chance. Just don't lose too many games. Don't lose any games, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. Okay, good chance to be there.
You're right, Bridge. Something dramatic might happen. They might get caught as witnesses.
It's going to be exciting, Billy.
Well, that wee thing there that they were talking, they touched on, maybe get caught as witnesses. It amazes me how they've not been shoved into the bottom leagues. They've admitted it now. So why are they not getting shoved in the bottom leagues as Rangers were? And again, it wasn't right what Rangers did, try to do the tax man. But who would you rather do, the tax man or kiddie fiddle? I ken what I would rather do.
What's the way you're saying that? What's the way you're saying that, Billy?
Sorry. But they've admitted it.
It's for yourself, Bill. It's for yourself.
Aye, well... Aye.
biggest candle ever in Scottish sport. You're spot on, Billy. You're spot on. They've got to live with what they've done and what they've covered up.
That's right,
Anyway,
aye. Mm-hmm.
Aye. Anyway, are you excited about the running, Billy?
Aye, definitely. Aye. One of my best mates is a guy that used to play with Rangers, and I'm quite sure you'll remember him, Cutty Young.
Oh, Cutty Young.
Aye, Cutty's one of my mates. I go to Coventry with Cutty every year.
You get sent there, or do you just go voluntarily?
No, it's Coventry Legends Day, and he goes down there every year. Him and Colin Steen, they go down most years. I'm not saying every year, but they go down most years, and what a day it is! Absolutely brilliant. And I'm surprised Rangers don't do something the same. I think there's something like 350 starts off with ex-players and then all their mates. They have their dinner before the game. Then they go down to the casino at night and finish the day off in the casino. It's a brilliant day.
I'd imagine Billy Collinstein and Cutty Young are the only two legends they've got in Coventry.
Probably, aye. A wee boy that played with a wee guy that played with Scotland, Ian Wallace.
Ian Wallace, a good blue nose.
I remember him well.
Aye, he's a big blue nose. Aye, yep. It was a first £1 million player. He was a season ticket holder at Ibrox for a long time. I don't know whether he still is or not. I've not spoken to him for a while.
Is it Dumbarton he was from or something?
Dumbarton, aye. Mm-hmm. Aye. Awful nice guy.
Like myself, Billy. Just like myself.
Aye, that's right. Aye. I wouldn't say any different.
Thank you, Billy. You're obviously a good judge. Nobody's reputation.
Right, I'll need to go, boys. Enjoy listening to your show. I'll speak to you later.
Great to have you on, Billy. Hope you enjoyed it, mate.
Did. Thank you. Speak to you later. Bye.
Cheers, Billy.
Bye.
Aye, here we go. Aye. A good call for Billy. A Legends Day at Ibrox once a season.
That'd be nice.
That'd be an idea, isn't it? I mean, a lot of people did hospitality and that a lot. Players
even in Edmondson House.
Anyway.
Even in Edmondson House, mate.
Aye.
That's what it's supposed to be built for, that. Things like that.
Mm-hmm. Aye. An idea. What?
Yeah, mate, definitely. Anything, honestly, anything we can get the blue pound through the doorway, any way to get revenue in through the door. These are the things we should touch on some nights on here, because we speak to bears all the time, guys. We've had guys over the years come on this platform and give suggestions like Billy just has, Legends match. And we'll have a Legends match and then get into Edmondson House and, do one of these dinner dance talk things where the players come up and tell their stories, and I mean, let's really use this platform we've got to come up with ideas, and then let's really use Edmondson House. Let's fill it every week next year and get the revenue at top capacity, and eventually when they start upgrading the stadium, the boy Harry Styles has a few concerts in there during the summer. Let's start getting more concerts and get revenue streams coming through the door, mate, any which way possible.
Mm-hmm. I think Dundee are going to have a concert in their place.
Will we start a GoFundMe page for a new pitch?
Please keep off the grass,
Aye. GoFundMe Dundee, yeah.
Aye. I get it. I get your idea. Any revenue, but Edmondson House will be an asset. But it has to be. Obviously, you have to start plugging it with the annual events, the monthly events, and then the calendar for the thing falls, and then you start getting regular revenue for it. All better.
Absolutely, mate. I think it should be used during the week, even when there's no games on. It should be some sort of turning into some sort of club. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Show all games. You know what I mean? Nights like that, racing night. Oh, we should turn that into everything. Everything should be used. 7 days, well, at least 6 days a week. As far as I can see, it's it was certainly upstairs. The museum and the shop is getting used. So the big hall should be used more often. That's what it's there to be done. It's there to be used.
You know, another thing, Oxshire. I know maybe the Loudon won't be happy, but you know, I know it's round the corner. It's a well-supported pub by the good Rangers fans, but I think we should be following, like Albert's touched on, a sports bar, following it during the week. You know, for football and events, any football games it's on. You know, let's get that place jam-packed for our Rangers fans, spending a fortune on it at all times. As Albert said, get it open during the week so that even during the week, I go up and sit in a nice, you know, venue watching Champions League football with a few jars. It's some money getting into, you know, Ibrox. That's what we're looking for. I'm all for that, Albert. Let's get the place full as many days a week as possible.
I don't think pubs are full with football now, but I think if you think back when the football started getting shown, pubs were full for big games. Now it's only certain games. There's no, people watch it at the house. It's a fact. You know, the figures tell you that, when the stats tell you that, you know, it's changed.
Yeah,
People's
fair enough.
changed. They don't go to the pub to watch a particular game of football. They might go to watch Sunday's game, but they'll not go out on a Monday night. They'll watch it in the house. All
Yeah.
there.
Well, we can have a bridge night then.
A bridge. I cares. A whist drive. Is that what you're saying? A whist drive.
Well, get a poker night for Southside. He likes his poker, so get a poker night in there, a poker tournament going.
Oh, I wouldn't mind that, mate. That'd be a bit of fun, wouldn't it? Against Southside, wouldn't it?
Aye, knockout. Put the tables in, knockout competition. Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the real knockouts you're talking about, because I'm too old for them now.
It might end up like that, Bridge. It might end up like that, you know. Listen, Billy came in there with some points about, obviously, we hope that the new disabled facilities all get sorted, and it's got to be a force for good, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's got to be ready for next season. I hope so. I'll need to read into that tomorrow if I get a chance. But it's got to be. It's a positive thing. It's not before time. Port Bear, is it?
Aye, no, they're a must in stadiums now, mate. They're an absolute must. I think it takes your stadium into that next level again. You know, where we take, you know, with disabled fans in there and they get the same opportunities as, you know, every other fan should. You know, whether it be, you know, listen to the game for the blind where they get, you know, earphones, etc. You know, there should be full access to them. You look at some of the stadiums in England and they've got like full big sections for disabled. And also, as well as them, mate, I would still love to see a standing section at Ibrox, mate. I don't know if you're up for that, boys, but I would still like to see a standing section.
It's coming as the people move into the Copland Road. It's coming, mate.
Yeah, but as I said, anything that improves the stadium environment, Oxford, absolutely anything that improves the stadium environment, I'm all for it, and it should be supported to the max.
What about the cantilever extra seats? Is that in the pipeline, or is it still just being discussed?
There's a lot of work going on in the summer, Bridge. That's how we're no. I don't think we've got any friendlies at Ibrox. That's
cool. I'll be happy to see that. Anything that could increase the crowd would be fantastic.
Aye, so a lot of positives going on. And as I said, Albert, it's not before time summit, is it? Let's be honest. But the present group of people in maybe the last 10 years have had fires to fight,
Aye, they weren't in a position to do it. It should have been done with the height of our powers, mate. That's when it should have been done. But the last 10 years, you're right. We had to. We not only have to fight fires, we had to put some blazes out, man. It's ones that kept flaring up. You know what I mean? So they had other things to do. Now we're starting to get an even keel. It's time. And to be fair, I know we Robert slaughtered the board, but to be fair, they are making progress in the stadium. They definitely are.
Aye, I think so. We've helped. The revenue will improve dramatically if we can just get it on the football park, Port Bear, because that helps, doesn't it?
100%. The product continues to improve. on the park, mate. You know, the stadiums will stay full. Fans are behind the fans. You know, and the board's doing their job to do everything they can. And like, you know, what I got from the way the show sort of went last night, you got to pick your, you touched on your rocks, you got to pick your fights, haven't you? You can't, the financial state we were in, we're having to fight the fires we could fight at the moment and work through it and get to where we're at now, where we're now looking at Edmund's house is done, the stadium's looking at, you know, disabled facilities getting totally revamped, you know, standing room only. Everything's improving, Oxford. We're going in the right direction. We've got a manager now that we can see forward with. And for me, I can't see, I really can't see many negatives, Oxford, right now.
I don't know.
I can.
When Scott Wright came out and outside right, that was a negative for me on Sunday, but that's another story, Albert.
I can see a negative. We're letting 5% of them in next year. There's a negative.
Don't get him started. Don't get him started. See what you've done, Port.
I heard it was him that asked.
Oh, yeah, Robert.
Actually, I agree with Albert.
He wants everything to put to a vote. No, Albert's not against it. He just wants a vote.
I wanted a vote. He said, no, I don't let him in. If the Democratic vote went against me, fine.
Oh, dear.
Oh, you look at yourself. Can I ask you, what about yourself, mate, in regards to the direction the team's going in right now? Where are you at?
It surprised me, mate. It surprised me. I'll be honest. I thought I wasn't as positive as Southside when Beale left. I thought it was going to be very, very difficult to claw 8 points back, but we have. People might say it's not been our day, and they might be right because we haven't beat them yet. And maybe the time coming up next month might be the ideal time to do it. Get that monkey off our back. I'm surprised that I've been really interested in judging this character, Philip Clement, because he is a character. He's got something about when he gets many Zen players in. And if the team play the way he wants them to play, I think with pace and attacking football, I think they could be on an upward curve for a couple of years under this manager, mate. And my problem is with this fastest Scottish football plot is whether we're sick in the guy and he takes an offer to move, and I hope we can keep him for a few years, mate.
Aye, I think he's got that, in my opinion, mate, and I know I've not spoken to you a lot about this. I've not spoken to any of you for a couple of months here, but in regards to him, he's got that aura about him, isn't he? About, you know, if he gets the right tools in his box. And I'm only going what I've seen so far in the boys brought in Diamondi. You know, that's the sort of football that gets me excited. Mate, I like the look. I know he looks slight and stuff, but he seems to be playing that number 6, number 8, and even the number 10 role. And you know, he likes to play with pace. He's quick. He's definitely added legs to midfield. So I'm excited to see, like you, mate. I'm excited to see his team going forward. And I also like his style of football. But the problem with style of football, mate, it's going to attract suitors, isn't it?
Aye, that's the problem. He's going to attract suitors for himself, and he's going to attract suitors for your players.
Yep.
Yeah. And as all players bang the drum, that's the model.
Right.
You're going to have to say goodbye to some of your popular players if the money's right, all better.
That's it, mate. There's nothing we can do about it, mate. That's the way it's got to be. That's the way it's got to be. We'd like to build a team steadily, keep renewing it, get rid of the players that are due to get rid of, but it's not going to be like that, mate. It's going to be boys right at their prime, getting into their prime. That's the players you're going to have to sell. But again, the Southside touched on it last night, that there's a new structure within the foreign scouts will go and what they're doing with them. So they're going to play a huge part of keeping this club going, as it is in every other club, mate. So that part is going to fit in and dovetail in with the part of the model that's got to sell the players at the peak, and it's going to happen, mate. So if you get 5 million for Tav, 5 million for Golson, and 10 million for Lundstrom at their ages, they know, well, that'd be super, that'd be great. You're not going to get that, are you? You're not going to get anywhere near that. So you've got to be realistic, but you're going to start looking at Ridvan, Sterling, Raskin, the boy Demondi, fucking Cortez if he comes in. if we're actually going to sign that boy, the boy Danilo. You're looking at the boys. The boys are going to generate you, but potential to generate you big money. So you're looking at that sort of player. But do we want these players to go? No, we'd like to see them for 3 or 4 years in our team, enjoy them. But sorry, it's not going to happen. It's just the way football is, and we all know it. I'm not saying anything that anybody out there doesn't know. They all know it. It's just that we need to bite the bullet and get used to it, and that's what what do you call him? Bennett was telling us. That pillar is no built yet. We thought it was built, but it's not built yet. It is going to be built. It's a football pillar, and that's the most important one. Not just for winning trophies, but for generating huge amounts of money. It's got to be done, mate. Sorry, but it's got to be done.
Oh, I agree, mate. I agree. When you get it going right, you should never be standing still anyway. So when guys like maybe Diamonde and that, when it's come for their time to leave, we should already be bringing in players ready to take their positions. That's the ideal way the model should work, isn't it? So we're going to know that these guys, like you said, Ridvan, etc., are going to generate his money. We're going to have suitors for them. But our guy, Coops Nielsen, should be basically on the ball, by saying, right, they're going out, so A, B, and C are ready to come in. And they should come in right at the very back of them, or even the season before they're about to go, they should be integrating into the squad, and then the guys go, and that's the way the revolving door should work.
And Clement's already said it, Paul. He's already says that the fact that Jack, Tav, and all these are walking out, and he would refer to Morelos and Kettle walked away for nothing. That's never going to happen again for us. He says it might have to clear up a few yet, but when his watch, that's not happening. That is not happening, and that's stupid. That's just letting money walk straight out your club. That is the craziest thing about this. We can't afford it. No club outside the Premiership can afford it.
I'll say it again, mate. If somebody's sitting with the last year of your contract, maybe the last two, does he want to move and decides he's just going to sit, every football club's knackered.
Well, not every. This is, I keep telling you. I keep telling you this. 2 years to go. You offer them the extra year. If they say no, sell. Right away, you sell them. And no player should be allowed to get into the last year of their contract. No player. That's madness, because you're just handing the whole power to them, mate.
Want to go,
it's not a case of they want to go. You make it that they're no staying. I'm sorry, but you can't have all the players having all the power all the time. That's no fair. It's not fair on the fans.
That's what's right.
I know that's what's happening now, but you've got to come up and be more smarter when you're signing these contracts. Now, a lot of the players that we're going to have are no household names, so they're not going to hold you to ransom and say if you're going to build certain things into their contract. We're actually getting players like Diamonde, them.
A big platform.
No, it's a huge platform, mate. It's an absolute huge platform. So it's basically guaranteed if you perform.
That's a debate
at Rangers.
That's a debate for another night. Listen, last word for your good self. Albert.
Good chat tonight. Enjoyed that tonight, mate. Enjoyed to have been on with Porton Bridge. So it's onward and upward for Sunday, mate.
Porton Bridge, that sounds like a posh Sunday night out, doesn't it?
Very good.
Port Bear.
He's away home already.
Aye. He's not doing overtime. Well, that's transport.
No, the posh side must be the Bridges side, mate. Not posh in the Port. I'll tell you that right now. No, listen, mate. Thanks very much for it. It's great to be back on. Absolutely amazing to be back on. Brilliant. Great to be with Old Bear and the Bridge man and your good self, Fox. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. The Bridge.
Marvellous night, Oxford. Marvellous night. Great talk, great chat with the callers and so on and so forth. And of course, Port Bear and Old Bear looked after me. So that's the same. And obviously yourself and your techie team. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, remember this lot of nonsense is going on about Rangers over the last week or so. So it's going to disappear, and it has to disappear tomorrow. No more talk about it, no more thinking about it if we can help it. Just no do it, because we've got a massive game coming up. Biggest game of the season coming up at the weekend. Got to do it. So everybody keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need you. Keep it going.
Yeah. Can I thank Gary, who phoned in for Western Australia? Great to hear from Gary, even though he's a Thistle fan. He wanted to talk about Scottish football. And we welcome him. He's been on a few times, Gary. Top man. And Billy, who phoned in, really nice to hear from Billy. Hopefully Billy will be back on the show in the future. Great to hear from Billy. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Fox has had a bit of a stressful day. Thanks to Port Bear, the one and only Port Bear. Mucker All Bear, and of course the legend that is Bridgeman, for doing the show this evening. Everybody for listening. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.